How you doing, guys? This is Nick from TruthBlitz, and I'm back again with CryptoBlood. We're
How
gonna
you
try
guys
to,
doing?
all right, we're gonna try to do these maybe once every few weeks, once a month or something like that, just to keep everybody updated on what's going on in the crypto space. And CryptoBlood keeps up on everything. He knows a lot. This is a guy you wanna know if you wanna know what's going on in the crypto world. He writes a lot of articles on Steemit. He puts out videos every day, and yeah. So what's been going on?
Not much, man. Just this whole Bitcoin Cash fork debacle has finally kind of passed. So just watching that, you know, it's been interesting.
Right, right. Um, Hold on, let me just. Yeah, I've been watching the price, man, and I sold mine. Thinking the price was gonna tank. I sold mine right as soon as it was tradable, man. I regret that. I really do, because it was. I think it was at the time. I don't remember what price I sold it at, but man, it went up at one point to just under half a Bitcoin. And
Yeah, but I think now, man, it's back down.
it
I
is,
think
yeah.
it's down bad, and I think that's because of a lot of the exchanges have opened up with not withdrawals but deposits,
Right,
so
right,
you
yep.
can deposit. So you got a flood of supply coming into the market from people who have those Bitcoin Cash tokens or coins on private wallets and stuff like that. So
Right, yeah, I
not
know
sure.
Bittrex has.
Hmm.
Um, so I noticed once that happened, the price just started steadily dropping. And I don't know what the future holds for Bitcoin Cash, but there's some people who are of the opinion that um, that this is the real Bitcoin. This is what Satoshi Nakamoto, what his vision was for Bitcoin is Bitcoin Cash.
Hmm.
And who
I,
knows
I
what?
think I agree.
Yeah,
I think I agree, but it's not so much. And I talked about this in a video that I posted this morning about how we've got Gemini, the Winklevoss twins, doing a partnership with the CBOE, which is the Chicago Board of Options Exchange, and we're seeing. To me, I'm more like a Bitcoin purist.
mm-hmm.
I believe that everything should be decentralized as much as possible.
Right,
And so we're seeing a decentralized coin being centralized. So we're going back to exactly what we were trying to get away from, you
right,
know. But yeah, I think Bitcoin Cash is definitely a better coin, but it's not about that. It's about market adoption. It's about where the money is going and where the development is going, and it's going with Bitcoin, what they call Bitcoin Classic.
right. Yeah. Like I said, I regret selling because by selling now, if Bitcoin Cash becomes the dominant force, I don't have I don't have that position anymore. So I didn't
Right.
think too much into it. I listened to the FUD. Basically, everybody's gonna dump it. The
Right.
price is gonna go down to $10. Blah blah blah. And
Hmm.
you know, I didn't get nearly as much. If I was gonna dump and I was dead set on it, I at least should have waited and got four times more than I did. But
Right.
what's done is done. I'm going to try to acquire some more, though. I think I think it's a smart move. That way, either way, whatever happens, I'm gonna win either way. So
Right.
yeah, it was a lot of people freaking out about it. I don't know. I wasn't too worried about it, and you know,
Yeah. I
I
wasn't either, just because my strategy was to hold both.
right,
So it kind of hedge it. So I
right,
wouldn't win, I wouldn't lose. If Bitcoin Cash in 5 years ends up being the predominant, player,
right,
then I'll have that one.
right,
So I wasn't going to try to play both sides. I was, my plan in going into it was hold both.
Right, right. Now, Coinbase and Poloniex both are going to be giving people who held Bitcoin on either platform Bitcoin Cash, and I don't remember what the date Poloniex said. It was sometime, I want to say maybe August 14th.
Okay. Yep.
So who knows what the price will be by that point. I guess there was lawsuits threatened with Coinbase.
And it should, rightfully so, because think about it. Them saying that they wouldn't give or support Bitcoin Cash essentially means that they get to take those coins
Right.
and do whatever they want with them,
Right.
and that's not fair. And that's it's good. I saw the email come out late last night, or at least I read it last night. I don't know when I actually got it, and I did an article about that on Steam. I posted that, and so they're going to allow those coins to be available January 1st of 2018.
Okay. So Coinbase, you said, is going to release those?
Yes.
Oh wow. That's a ways out.
It is,
I'm
right?
thinking Poloniex, having to wait till the middle of August was a while, but wow, I didn't even 2018. That's crazy.
Yeah, January 2018 is when any customers that hold, that had their coins on Coinbase at the time of the fork, they will get those coins released January 1st.
Something tells me that they'll end up doing it sooner. I don't know for sure, but I would venture to say, I'm not a betting man too much. I don't gamble. I don't even know what I'm talking. I'm playing the crypto game. Of course I gamble, but with lawyers filing lawsuits against them for this, and people want what's rightfully theirs, I think they'll probably end up releasing it earlier. I could be wrong, but
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I believe that they're just putting that date out there just to overpromise, the saying, basically they'll come out with the coins much in a much shorter time frame. But I know they do have to do some developmental things on their end, on their platform, and just make sure it's rigorous and it's tight.
right.
Before implementing it out to the masses. So that gives them enough runway to kind of go through that product development cycle for that.
Right. Let's see. I wanted to talk about, switch subjects. I wanted to talk about EOS. Now,
Okay.
Since the last time we've talked, I've gained a little position in EOS. I had a little more, but I sold it once I saw that Ivan on Tech video.
Yeah.
With the 3 red flags.
Yeah.
And, so I got out of a little bit of that, and I ended up getting some ant shares, or
Another good one.
Yeah, and I don't have too much, last night it was just under $11. I think it's back up to the same thing now, actually. Let me look on market cap real quick. 1075 a token right now. Now, that article came out where the Chinese government is actually supposedly going to be using using Neo. So that's sure. I should have bought in the other day when it was $7 and change. But hey, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I should have bought some as well. I did an article about that particular. Yeah, and so at the time of that article, man, it was $8 and some change.
Right.
And I kind of slept on it myself. So, but $10 is still, in my opinion, a very good price. It's nowhere near where they're going to be,
Right. I'm thinking, $100 plus. It'll be
absolutely. Yeah. Because here's the thing, like what we're seeing is that Solidity, the programming language and virtual machine that Ethereum is using, is just too hard for development. The cycle time for development is slow. Right. So with Ant shares, now they're rebranding under Neo, and you've got EOS. Those types of platforms, I believe, will allow developers, because that really is what makes a technology. If you have a strong developer community, you're gonna see great things
Right.
with that technology. So, I think that Ant shares and EOS really are going to be the Ethereum 2.0.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what the feeling that I had too. Like I said, I got into EOS first, and then that video came out shortly after, and I know that they have to put these warnings up to protect themselves legally, but on the other side of that, like, they really don't have to give holders who bought into the ICO, or holders that got it secondhand on Ether Delta or Bitfinex, anything more than they already have. Which is going to be a useless token on the Ethereum platform, because they are creating their own platform. So that is a valid point, that if they decide to, and I can't. And this is the thing that, and I had heard this before, but then that video was put out. And just who's behind EOS, Dan Larimer, that in itself was enough for me to say, you know what, screw the
Exactly.
bud. And
That's really why I even took interest in it. To tell you the truth, Nick, I saw that Dan was the CTO. I saw that great interview he did with Jeff Burek,
hmm
and I'm like, man, this guy is a genius. He's got, he's two for two right now.
Right.
So, and he's hit big with BitShares and with Steam It. So why not bet on a guy that's a visionary and has a track record of performing.
Right.
So to your point about the EOS tokens, from what I understand, and me reading through some of the white paper and some of the FAQs on their website, those tokens. So we get the EOS tokens, but at the end of the 365-day ICO, we will have 48 hours to initiate a contract or execute a contract that's already on the Ethereum blockchain, where you send your tokens to that contract that EOS has set up, and then it will somehow convert them or give you your proper share amount on the new EOS platform.
Okay.
So that's how it's going to work. The tokens are useless as far as utility on the Ethereum blockchain,
Right.
but you'll have a stake in EOS ecosystem once the ICO ends.
Now it's on a one-to-one basis.
I need to go back. I don't want to say anything incorrectly. I'm not sure. But if you go to EOS website, eos.io, look under the FAQ section, and I can't remember if it's question number 21, somewhere down there, you'll see where it explains it in detail, what happens.
Okay. I'll have to definitely go look at that, because I did not read the white paper. That's something I should do. I should read the white paper of anything I have a position in before I obtain a position in it. But but there's just things that I feel I don't need to, because I feel I know enough about it.
Right.
So
that would be a full-time job, going around reading each white paper that
right.
you invest in.
I remember Cliff on a video talking about how he read 300 some odd white papers, and I said, wow.
He's a genius, though. I can't
he is,
even.
Yeah. He could probably
I have like
decipher it.
ADD or something, so I would never be able to do that.
Right. Yeah. No. I totally agree. So yeah. I mean, the other thing too with EOS is there's a billion tokens. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
So, but
It's a lot.
he obviously has a plan. Even if we don't know fully what it is. So
He seems like a guy that plays chess, not checkers.
right.
When it comes to things, man, I really believe that. So I don't know what the reasoning was behind them doing a one year. Well, they said it's because they want everyone to be able to participate
Yeah.
without any issues. But there may be even further moves, strategic moves for that. I'm not sure. People are saying they're trying to suck out all of the Ethereum. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I mean, I've heard the same thing, and I think I actually even it was mentioned on that Ivan on Tech video, and basically lock up so much Ethereum that there's not as much out there, and it's.
But that, yeah, I like Ivan on Tech. I've watched a few of his videos, and I was kind of surprised that he did that video about EOS being those 3 points, because if you think about it from an economic standpoint, you look at economics, if I'm taking out supply from any market, what happens to price? Price
Right.
goes up. So if I'm taking out Ethereum from the Ethereum network, how is that a hindrance to anyone who has Ethereum?
Unless they
It's only
dump
going
it.
to say that again.
I said unless it gets dumped.
Well, yeah, if it gets dumped though, it should net the same price where it is today,
Yeah.
or
Well, that's.
somewhere around. You get what I'm saying?
No,
Like
I do.
supply should. Yeah. So I know I don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. We still got what 10, 11 months left of
Yep.
of the token sale. So we'll see what happens. I'm still, regardless, I'm excited about it. Part of me wishes I didn't sell off the part that I had, but I did want to get into to Neo, and that's another one that I think that will, obviously that's already they're further along in development with Neo, so
Yeah, way further in their developmental cycle, dev cycle. So that but you see the premium on price.
right, yep,
So that reflects that. They're at $10. They've signed a deal with China, or they're doing some things with the Chinese government.
right.
So that's why what's their token overall supply of tokens for Neo? Do you know? Let me see. I don't.
Is right now. Right now it's 50 million.
Okay, for EOS.
Well,
All right.
Well, for EOS or for Neo.
Oh, for Neo. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Neo is 50 million is the circulating supply.
Does
So,
that grow, or I can't remember?
I'm not sure. I'm not 100%
I'm not
on
sure.
that. But yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna see a lot of action in Neo in the very near future. I think so. It's something I want to get a bigger position in, and I plan on it.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely invest in Neo. It's a kind of, they're going in the same direction as what EOS is attempting to do, or will attempt to do.
Right.
So I'll play both of those and just see, where the chips fall.
Right. Exactly. So let's talk about that Reggie Middleton and Cliff I interview.
Man,
I know. I enjoyed it. That's for sure.
I enjoyed it, absolutely.
It definitely cleared up a few questions I had, and even the questions that I had, I wasn't too concerned with. There's people out there who are dead set on the fact that it was a scam, that he was behind the dump on Ether Delta, that he's just trying to line his pockets, and I don't believe that. Reggie's a visionary, and I think, he, granted, when he explains what Veritasium is, he's not very, very clear. He talks about peer-to-peer transactions, and but I think just the fact, I think that it can do a plethora of things. It can be used for a plethora of different markets, and honestly, I know Cliff High's data has it next year 1-to-1 with Bitcoin, and I'm hoping that's the case.
Man, that's
but
crazy.
I know, Reggie, I don't know when the Jamaican Stock Exchange is going live. I want to say it's the beginning of the fall. I could be wrong, but it's coming up soon. And then he's he's in talks with another top 10 exchange. That he hasn't let the cat out of the bag on which one it is, but I think that once that is tried and true and actually running alongside of the current Jamaican Stock Exchange, and it's actually that people see that it's working, I think that in itself, Veritasium is going to go to the moon.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It has to, just from market, just at pure economics, man. It has to
Right.
go to the moon. And yeah, if that's true with the Jamaican Stock Exchange, he only needs one. Like he said in the interview,
Yep.
he really only, when you go B2B in your strategy, you need less supporters, less clients.
Right.
Because usually B2B will give you a large volume of book of business. So I think that definitely, if he can seal that, I'm going to definitely try to get mine before that happens, before the fall.
Yeah.
And so just kind of lock and load it in there and just wait. It's not a scam. My issue was never about Reggie Middleton scamming people. He has too much to lose as far as reputation
Right.
on Wall Street in his prior career. So I don't think he's looking to scam anyone. I just had many issues or many questions, not issues, but questions regarding execution of that, and really barriers to entry. Like how easy is it for another company to come and replicate what he's done and take market share from him?
Right. And I know his code, and this is one of the issues people have, is his code is it's on GitHub, but everybody can't view it. So somebody can still write their own code, they could replicate it, but he's got the first mover advantage for sure.
For sure.
So
For sure.
And to my knowledge, there's not even anything else out there to date that's doing the same thing or close to the same thing or attempting to. I could be wrong, but that in itself right there, I don't know. So if there is one, it's not really anything I'm worried about, because we would know about it. We would hear, and if it was any kind of threat to Veritasium, then like I said, it would be out there. The cat would be out of the bag, and we would know about it. Just like when the Populous ICO was out, and then there was Hive, or when the ICO ended, there was Hive, and they were a direct ripoff of Populous's white paper, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, so like I said, we would know. It would be all over the internet. It would be all over the crypto space, and everybody would be talking about it. I'm sure Reggie himself would be doing videos about it. So.
Yeah, and it's a good move for him to keep that GitHub repository private. It's a no-brainer,
Right.
Especially if it's something that's going to be such a disruptive technology in the peer-to-peer market. So.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't understand it, because they don't understand that side of as he said in the interview, the peer-to-peer, a lot of the dark pools and over-the-counter trading and all that stuff. Your retail, even if you trade equities or day trade or stuff like that, many people don't know about that side of the market.
Right.
And that's where a lot of big deals go down. I knew a guy years back that was a Forex kind of broker, but he did over-the-counter deals. So I mean, he's moving $2-3 billion back and forth between different currencies, not on an exchange, not on an FX market, direct, like a traditional brokerage market. He's doing it over-the-counter. And that's where the big money moves around. So yeah, I mean, he's going to make a killing if he can just get one big partner.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because you get that one partner, and all the rest of them are gonna come begging to want to use Veritasium. So I'm really excited about it.
You mentioned Cliff C's 1-to-1 with with Bitcoin, and that's very interesting. And I'll tell you why, because that's 1-to-1 next year Bitcoin price.
Exactly.
And
That's
if you guys, any of your viewers recall, if they do follow Cliff, Cliff mentioned that next year Bitcoin will be near 13,000.
13,800 in February, is what he said.
So
That's
so that
and that's in February. So
that's in February,
I
right?
think, if I remember correctly, and don't quote me, but I think he said next summer, 1-to-1 with Bitcoin. So, I mean, it could go down from 13,800, but chances are it's going to be up. You know, I guess anything could happen, but I actually just put out an article last night on Steemit about the reason why I think that we're going to see Bitcoin that high next year, and because we have a looming banking disaster that's just it's ready to explode. Everybody talks about it who is understands what's going on. Like Bix Weird talks about it a lot. It's no secret that our system's falling apart. It's the bubble's about to burst. They can't maintain the charade much longer. So if we see another collapse like 2008, but this one's going to be a lot worse. Bitcoin is just going to shoot right up because everybody's going to be looking for a place to put their dollars before they're worth nothing.
That definitely. And if you think about it, Nick, I talked about again the whole Gemini and them doing the derivatives,
Yep.
getting the options and stuff going. So that those 2 points, those two things colliding at a point is going to shoot Bitcoin's price through the roof, like to the moon, really, like for real.
Yeah.
So because what's going to happen is you're going to have your normal people, your everyday person, they're going to try to get their money out of the banking system, right? So they'll go through your traditional Gemini, Coinbase, Kraken exchanges to purchase Bitcoin. But what's being set up is a path for institutional money to get exposure to Bitcoin via the options and futures. So they'll try to they're going to be exiting out of the fiat system as well,
Right.
through those mechanisms.
Right.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. That reminds me of the article you put out the other day about the Polybius ICO and the other one you talked about when you asked. We talked about the basically banks giving people an avenue to invest in Bitcoin through the bank, and if you think that defeats the whole purpose of what Bitcoin is supposed to be, and I had commented on that, and I didn't look at it from the way you were looking at it. I was looking at it like, oh, this is I think it's a good thing because people who don't know about Bitcoin are going to be able to learn and get into Bitcoin.
Mhm.
But then, you brought up the whole point of centralization, and if that is allowing the banks to control your Bitcoin, that's the last thing you want.
Last thing, we're going right back into the trap, right? So it's a comment on my video this morning that I'll have to reply to. Someone asked, well, wouldn't futures, Bitcoin futures and options help lower the volatility of Bitcoin? And the answer to that is yes, it would. And it also would increase the price of Bitcoin dramatically. So those 2 points, yes, those are positive points on that. However, we're gaining that to give up control over the price of Bitcoin from a decentralized standpoint. So, is that really what we want? It really, to me, it doesn't matter because it's going to go in that direction anyhow. But it's kind of sad to me, and unfortunate. So you will see a price with the banks adopting it, allowing everyday people, like you said, Nick, to be able touch or get access to Bitcoin, price is going to definitely go up. But for me as a purist, I don't see that being a good thing in the long run.
Yeah. Once the banks get involved, man, overall it's just they're into line their pockets. That's it. So yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. That it would be a sad thing. Because it really goes against Satoshi Nakamoto's vision of decentralized currency, and banks are anything but decentralized. So
Yep, exactly. And so we will be in 5 to 6 years, man. We'll be right back. We'll be in a situation where we have our PM guys, our precious metal guys out there. They're frustrated because central banks, they've got their foot on the necks of the gold and silver prices.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, we may have $20,000 Bitcoin, right? With them playing in this game. However, that may be a far cry from what the true price of Bitcoin should be at that point. Maybe it should be 500,000,
Right.
instead of 20,000. So
Yeah, that's that definitely gives them an avenue to manipulate the price. And like right now, you mentioned precious metals, man. Silver, last I checked, was 16 and change today.
I got smacked down. Yep.
Oh,
Yep,
did
I
it?
saw that. Yeah,
Again?
that's 16, 15, something like that.
Yeah, 1635. Yeah, it's sad when you got people. I mean, on one hand, the manipulation can't last forever. So it gives people an opportunity to load the boat. But on the other hand, it's really disheartening when you got people who were buying in. Like I was buying silver at $20-something an ounce. And
Me too.
yeah, so it's it is a little disheartening. But you just got to know, if you're into silver, you just got to know that it can't go on like that forever. At some point, the manipulation is going to break, and the price will start going to where it should be. And there's already people getting arrested for silver price manipulation. So I don't know how long it'll be before that happens, but it's going to happen. So
Yeah, I was buying silver in 07, 06,
yeah.
07, 08. I'm sorry, 08, 09, like $30
Yep.
down, from 30 down to 25 to 21 was loading in. But when I found out about Bitcoin, I stopped buying silver.
Yeah.
I was literally the last time I bought silver is when I discovered Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, see, that's what you got these guys who, I'm sure you saw that, Bixweir disabled his comment section on his YouTube channel because of trolls,
Mhm.
and then you got, the trolls on Jason at Ford's channel, like this, the one he was supposed to debate there, Silver Gold Man, and these people who are just precious metals, and they don't understand or don't want to understand, cryptocurrency. And, the big picture is that we're all on the same team. We all want the same thing. And it shouldn't be a rivalry, between precious metals guys and crypto guys. Like I like both.
it shouldn't, man. It shouldn't. But what they're suffering from is cognitive dissonance.
Right.
So they're refusing to. They see what's in front of them, threatening their ideology of what the future should look like without central banks.
Yeah.
And it just it's written on the wall. It's going to be cryptocurrencies, and it may not be Bitcoin in the future, just because they're going to try to capture that market and probably take it over. But it's going to be other cryptocurrencies and crypto assets that will allow individuals like you and I to circumvent the central banks.
Right.
And so they're just not they're not adapting, man, and it's sad. They're frustrated. I understand. A lot of people have put a lot of money over the last 10, 15 years into silver and gold. They've had a run, but I really see the end of the road for them getting any value out of um, gold and silver from the standpoint of pricing it in the central bank's system and on COMEX. Like
Yep.
you're gonna have to, just hold on to them until we can get a fair market to price your precious metals in.
Yeah, it's all about just having the patience, because if you're into precious metals, you know that day is coming. You know, it just
Mm-hmm. Yep.
but it is disheartening, seeing especially if you bought it at a higher price than you have it now. But it's got intrinsic value. It's not, you know,
Absolutely.
it's not going anywhere. Granted, we're not going to be, once the collapse happens, we're not going to be going to a system where, we're using silver and gold currency anymore. That's
Right.
not going to
Right.
happen. But
No.
it's
No.
never going to not have value. So,
Right. Agreed.
um, so let's see. I'm looking right now at Populous. Um, that has gone up since Cliff's interview with Stephen Nico Williams. And you said you don't have a position in that, right?
I do not. Nope.
Yeah, that one, supposedly in November, he's putting out the alpha software to run, to start. I don't know. Now, see, I don't know if the alpha's coming out sooner, and then he's planning on releasing. I think he mentioned it in the interview, but that you watched that interview, correct?
Yep, I did. I saw that interview.
Yeah, that I knew the price of that was going to go up some once that interview happened, and I'd
Mm-hmm.
hoped Veritasium would do the same, but like we talked about, I'm not worried about that one, even if it goes down a little bit in the short term. But Populous, I'm really excited about Populous as well, because of what it can do, what it will allow you to do, and I don't know where the price of that will go, but just the fact that you can take your Populous tokens and buy invoices and make your tokens back plus interest and just rinse and repeat I think that is an awesome idea. And I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to start doing that. I know there's a lot of people who feel the same. I'm super excited about that one. It's still,
Yeah, and I mean, again, that's another example of circumventing the central bank,
right.
the evil system that we have currently that really taxes the individual, and so that's a prime example that will allow people to have freedom in that regard. So I'm all for it, and that's a great idea.
Yeah, definitely agree. Um, let's see. I'm just scrolling down Coin Market Cap right now. Oh, what do you think about IOTA?
Mm. I haven't had a chance to do any research on IOTA, man. It's there's so many coins.
I
So
know.
they're the internet of things, right? So
Yes.
I believe that's what that company is about, correct?
Yep. Yep. I
Yeah. So have you done any research on them or?
some, yeah. Not as much as I should have. I did get a small position in IOTA as well, because
Okay.
I helped a friend get a position, and he gave me some for helping him get into it, and
Nice.
yeah. So I do know that it doesn't operate on a blockchain. It's
Mm.
it uses DAG,
Okay.
which what is it? I can't think. of what it's called. DAG. I'm drawing a blank here. It's not like a traditional blockchain though, and I know I downloaded, because I don't like keeping anything on exchanges, so I downloaded their wallet client, and
Okay.
it's really weird the way it's set up. You get a seed number, and you have to generate one, just kind of like just generating a wallet address. But it's really hard to explain. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it because I still have most of my IOTA and my buddies on the exchange, and nobody. Like I said, it's kind of gives you an uneasy feeling keeping your keeping your assets on the exchange. So, especially when it's a larger amount.
You see what happened to BTCE.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to trade with them a lot back in the day. That was the second. That was actually the first exchange other than Mount Gox I used back then. So
right.
It's crazy. It's crazy that happened to them.
And I see, Poloniex not too far behind, and you put out a
They're
video
not
about
too
that.
far,
Man.
in my opinion, bro.
I thought it had happened because what was it, 2 days ago? I saw a tweet that they put out, and it's funny because I had noticed some things on Poloniex, which is primarily what I use to trade. Unless it was a coin or a token that they didn't list, then I would go to my Bittrex account. But primarily I use Poloniex, and I just noticed, I don't remember exactly what it was that made me do it. Something had happened that just made me a little uneasy, so I said, you know what, I'm going to pull my assets off Poloniex and send them to Bittrex, and then I think it was the same day or the day after you put out that video about Poloniex, and then so I told my buddy, I said, you got assets on there too, right? And he said, yeah. I said, we got to get that off Poloniex, man. So I got him.
Get that stuff off of there, man. It's showing all the symptoms of being insolvent, man. And it's just, I've seen it before. I've seen it with Mount Gox. I've seen it with Cryptsy. I don't know if you're familiar with Cryptsy.
No.
Were you trading then? Okay, so Cryptsy was a huge, it's very similar to Poloniex, and Polo was around then as well, but Cryptsy was even bigger than Polo at that time.
Okay.
They were doing a lot of volume, had a lot of different coins on there. A lot of coins, a lot of it weren't tokens then, but they went under. That guy was out of Florida.
Okay.
Cryptsy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, check out Cryptsy, and you'll see same behavior, man.
Yeah, well, I had, like I said, I talked my buddy into getting out because you had just was it you who mentioned it was you who had talked about how they're not operating in Washington anymore because of the legislation in Washington that was passed, and they would have to submit to a
do an audit.
Audit, yeah. And you said Gemini did it. They did their audit. So that's a huge red flag right there. If you won't submit to an audit, there's got to be a reason for it.
It's a reason, absolutely.
Are you, what's going on behind the scenes? So I told him about it. I showed him an article. I convinced him to, let me help him get his stuff off there. He did. And literally the next day, which was 2 days ago, I seen this tweet that, basically from Poloniex that, trading will resume, as soon as we can get it, back up and running, something along the lines of like they
I
were
remember
basically
that.
shut
Yeah,
down.
I saw that.
Yeah. And I tweeted back and I said, uh-oh. I said, a couple people have been calling this. I said, I hope nobody gets screwed because, and I don't know if they're back up and running or not.
I think they may be.
Yeah. But man, that's got to be, that had to be nerve-wracking for anybody who had stuff on there. Like, is this it? Are they, Mountain Goxed right now? Like, are they shut down for good?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm not using Poloniex anymore, and I won't recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, man.
Yeah, it's just it's not. I mean, plus Bittrex has so much of a bigger selection on things anyway. They're a bigger exchange. Where's Bittrex out of anyway? Do you know what country?
Bittrex, I know they're not in the States.
Yeah,
I do not know. I can't remember. I've been using Bittrex for years now. Never any issues. But again, that doesn't mean that they won't have issues in the future.
Right.
So the best thing to do is try to keep as much as you can off of those exchanges.
Right.
And not trust any of them, man, is because it's not, like I said, I don't think Polo is doing anything malicious, but it's something malicious could have happened to them, and now they're
Right.
trying to cover their tracks and cover their ass. And you just it's a risk it's an inherent risk that you have when you have your tokens and coins in someone else's hand
Yep.
in a centralized fashion. So
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, like I said, I'm not. I don't like keeping anything on exchanges unless I'm making a trade. But
right.
you know, yeah. So, let me see what else. Is there anything else I wanted to go over?
I wanted to bring up one ICO that just recently closed, man.
Okay.
It's TrueFlip. And I, full disclosure, did invest in TrueFlip. It's when I saw it, I'm like, man, this is actually a neat company. Have you heard about TrueFlip?
No, I haven't.
So their TrueFlip is the first. I think they call it transparent lottery blockchain. So
Maybe I
you're
did
able
hear
to,
about it.
yeah, you're able to basically play the lottery, and the jackpot is in Bitcoin. So
Huh.
they've been going for about a year almost now in beta. They have about 100,000 users and about 1,000 tickets sold each day. So, long story short, I ended up investing in that. You guys should definitely. I mean, the ICO is over, but you can definitely go and play the game. It's pretty neat, man. And the site is awesome, and it's pretty neat. And they're actually right now, I think they are down. They're upgrading to 2.0, and that will be rolling out Monday or so. So check it out. Sometime next week.
Yeah,
It's pretty
I
neat.
definitely will. That kind of reminds me of, I use it as lottery, but another one that I wish I had gotten into was Funfair.
I heard
Um,
about Funfair.
yeah,
How
which
are they doing? How did they perform?
I don't know because I haven't really been following it. I know they were down in price a little bit, um, which there was a couple people that I know that said, now's a good time. I know they were loading up on it because there was supposed to be some news. I think that Funfair was going to be at Comic Con.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're currently at about a penny.
Okay.
They're at a penny right now. Looks like their total supply is 3.8 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I heard about that. One thing to mention, Cliff did mention, and I don't know which report, but he said that gambling industry in crypto is going to be huge.
Yeah.
So,
And that one
uh,
there, Funfair, is, I know, he, I think it was Omar Bam, did an interview with the CFO, and he talked about the code and how it's verifiably 100% fair.
yeah, that's how TrueFlip is.
Yep.
Yep, yep. It's an hash algorithm. It's an algorithm they use that hash. They take the hash of that block at that specific time every day,
Mm-hmm.
and you're able to verify that they're using they're drawing the right numbers for that 6 digit or 6 number lottery,
Right.
just like Powerball and
Right.
Mega Millions.
Yeah, I should have. I had heard about it, and for some reason I didn't think to even think about buying into it. Which I kind of wish I got into a couple other ones. That being, Funfair being one of them.
So Funfair, just to bring up really quickly, Nick, Funfair came out at 0.0077
Mm-hmm.
of a
Okay.
penny, so just shy of a penny, and they're just about flipped. They're about almost 2x now, so
Okay.
they're at 0.014 of a penny.
Hmm. All
So
right.
that's not too bad.
No, and I like, I haven't looked at any of their casino games yet, but they're supposed to have some really good ones. Like graphically, like roulette, poker, blackjack, and people can open up their own casinos on the Funfair platform, which is which is really cool. So I think I might still,
Nice.
yeah, I might still get into that one. You know, on Ether Delta.
Yeah, I got into TrueFlip because they actually pay dividends. So they pay dividends. 15% of the house earnings goes back to the token share on a
Huh?
quarterly basis. So
Really?
yeah, man. So once it comes out, you should definitely look at getting some TrueFlip if it doesn't come out too high.
Yeah, dividends are where it's at. Now,
Absolutely.
this is not on the Ethereum blockchain, is it?
So their token is, yes,
Oh,
their
is it?
token
Okay.
is Ethereum, is an ERC20 token, but their actual web application is based on the blockchain, Bitcoin blockchain.
Okay.
Yep.
Huh.
But you can play with Ethereum, you can send Dash, Litecoin, and Bitcoin, and it's funny, you can also pay with a debit card or credit card in the countries that are, you're allowed to do that. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
overall, a solid business model, man.
What is the ticker symbol?
Their ticker symbol is TFL.
TFL.
So
Yeah, it's not up yet. Now, you said
no,
it just closed on the ICO.
yeah, ICO just closed maybe it was Saturday, last Saturday.
Okay, so hopefully that'll be on Ether Delta soon. I'll
hmm
definitely have to grab some of that.
Yeah,
Um,
dividends is where it's at, man.
yeah, any token that pays out dividends, you know, as long as you know, they have a good business model, you know,
Right.
as long as you know, it's something that will more than likely be successful, then, you know, I'm all about it, because you know, I like the fact that you can, you know, make your initial investment back, plus you're making dividends on top of it, like
hmm
Populous.
hmm
It was one that I had saw. I don't remember which one it was. It said it was similar to AdX. It was another ad one. I don't remember what it was called, but they said they paid dividends. Um, but I don't remember it being mentioned in Cliff's data. I know AdX was. And plus the ICO had been open for a while, and they were only like part way sold on it. So I don't know. There was a couple red flags. I didn't look further into it. I actually sold my position in AdX. I wish I didn't, but I had to get into something else. Um, does AdX pay dividends? Do you know?
Not sure. Not
Okay.
sure. Yep, not sure about AdX. I know Etherroll. I'm just not on the dividend subject, but that's another one that did an ICO back in February of this year. They're up 67 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's something that I would have never thought to to buy into the ICO. And that's the dice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I had heard about that, and you know, I'm thinking in my head, you know, we got Funfair who does more than just, you know, dice rolling. They're gonna have all these different game platforms, and you know, so
Well, the issue, really probably why you got such a great return on Etherroll if you did invest is because they only raised 300,000.
okay, yeah, that's
So, coming out, your
wow,
market cap is so low, you've got nowhere but to go up.
right, yeah, that's a really small number. Wow, that's all. That was their target number, 300,000.
No, I don't think that was their target, but that is what they ended up raising.
Whew, I that's insane. I don't
I
think I've
know.
ever heard of anything raising anywhere. You know, usually it's in the millions and millions.
Right, right.
Wow. So, Cliff High's report, 4 more days.
Yes, sir.
I'm curious to what token or what coin he was talking about on Twitter the other day.
Me too. We're actually having that debate right now in the Webbot chat room on Telegram.
I gotta
They
join
want me to
that.
put they want me to put a poll up to see what coin what coin everyone thinks it is. So I'm going to do that right when I get off this interview with you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, man. I'm totally stumped on that. I don't know. Like they're saying the Sand coin I don't know if you heard of Sandcoin.
It's funny because a guy, somebody put out a video on it today. A buddy of mine told me about it, and then this guy Mike, who's got a video, Mike B, he's got a channel on YouTube. Really smart guy. He put out a video or tweeted out a video about Sandcoin today, and I watched it when I just woke up this morning. I was half asleep, so I got to go back and rewatch it.
Okay. And man, their site. I was joking in the chat room. I said, man, I went to their site and I'm like, oh no, it's horrible. It looks bad. It looks like a
like the Veritasium site.
It looks like a Veritasium site, and everyone started laughing. But I don't know, man. I may throw a couple chips at it just to see, you know.
Now, what's the general gist of what Sandcoin is?
So something to do with like a share, you know, the coins represent like a portion of sand that is then sold. I guess they're having issues with the quality of sand in the Middle East or something like that. So I don't know, man. I really, to be honest with you, when I got to the site, I translated it from Arabic to English, and I was looking. I'm like, man, this looks horrible. And I left. My attention span was like exploded. I couldn't it vaporized. So I'll go back and double check, but check it out though. That Sandcoin. I don't even know what the address is, and yeah, I'm not sure what the address is. I think it may be sandcoin.io, but I can't. Don't mark my word on that. Yeah, sandcoin.io.
Okay. I mean, it kind of, just the name of it would kind of somewhat go with Cliff's little riddle that he put on Twitter.
It would.
You know, I don't know. There's a few other people who think that it may be Veritasium. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to wait till it's gonna be in the report. He said, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, man. It's been 2 months since the last report, really.
Yep.
So
he said he wasn't gonna put one out till September because of his move. So this was kind of a surprise to everybody that he's putting one out. So that's a good thing, man.
Yeah.
I love Cliff reports. You know, Cliff is an awesome guy. Like you said, he's a genius.
He is, man.
You know, I would love to see his web buy in action and see how that thing works, man. I really would.
I know.
But all right, so I guess we'll unless anything else you want to go over. Or?
No, that's it, man. Just tell your viewers they can check me out on YouTube, CryptoBlood, on Steemit as well, Twitter and Instagram, and of course, guys, join that web bot chat room. And it's going to be mayhem in there on when the report drops. So
yeah, I'm gonna join the chat room. I've never been on Telegram, so I need to. I'm gonna get on there and join it. You go on.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to set up and very seamless a sign up. So
okay, and you go on the chat every night or what?
Yeah, I'm on there periodically through the day. You know, they have an app for your phone, so and it's all cloud based. So wherever, like, let's say you're on your computer and you leave there, it'll pick up where you left off from on your phone, so you don't have to try to find where you were in the chat thread. So
okay,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, very cool. Yeah, I'm gonna get on there and check it out, man, because you mentioned it a lot and mentioned the discussions that you guys are having. It seems like a lot of fun, so I'm definitely gonna join up.
I'm trying to get us round up enough people to go to this Acapulco and what is it called? Anacast? Anarchapulco. Yeah, in Acapulco. Yeah, Jeff Berg's thing in February. That would be great if we can get a group of Webbot crew to represent down there.
That would be very cool. I would, man. If my wife wouldn't kill me, I would go.
Right.
I think if I left, I might come back and the house might be empty.
I may have to take mine with me, man. So I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
All right. Well, I'm glad we did this. Like I said, hopefully we'll try to do these maybe once every few weeks or once a month. Just kind of go over what's going on in the crypto space and keep everybody updated on, there's just so much news every day, man. I could
It
think
is.
about, something might happen tomorrow and it might not even be relevant the next time we do an interview.
Right.
So, you know?
Right.
So, all right, I'm glad we did this. You guys follow CryptoBlood. He told you where to follow him on Steemit, on Twitter. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. You can click subscribe on mine also. And yeah, man, that's it, man. Thanks a lot. And till next time, huh?
Holla.